Hello, everyone. Welcome to Undressing.
Undressing. And we finished undressing The Witcher.
I
We
think we
took
need to
off,
bring that up because we need extra brownie points
we
for.
took every piece of clothing off, just fully undressed him and the others. And we made it.
And we made
Somebody
it 3 in a
said
row.
it only took us 8 months. Is that correct?
It is. It is actually
What?
correct. I don't feel good about it, Tommy, but let's be honest. That is exactly how long it took. And I
I
feel
don't
bad.
know, but I don't understand. My concept of time is very different. I don't know. I
Tommy,
feel like that can't be true.
I'm telling you, Tommy, and here's the thing, I don't know where time has gone. I used to be like, I'll play a video game for 6 hours a day." Now I'm like, "That person wants to have coffee in the next 3 weeks. I have no time." And I don't really know what I'm doing. It's just I feel pressed for time at all points. I feel like I never have time to do anything, and yet I never really apply myself, and I'm overwhelmed all the time. I don't know. I don't know why.
I
I haven't.
think that's 2024. Also, I kind of wanted to look up and see if there's a book, like a self-help book on how to slow down time. Not how to slow it down, but how to make your experience of time, because it just feels like it's going faster and faster and faster. And I'm just,
Yes.
you know,
Well, the older you get, the faster time feels because you're doing the same thing you usually do. Like I read an article that said that because you're not learning as much because you're in familiar environments, you're kind of doing the same thing every day. You're feeling like your brain, just think about it this way. You
okay.
drive to a new location. Doesn't it feel like it takes forever to get there? But when you go home, you're like, wow, that's pretty close.
Yes, I recently had that experience driving over the mountains of Berkeley to get to a dermatologist on the other side. And it took forever. And on the way home, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm back already. That was great.
Yeah, see? So if you're using your time to explore unknown places, learning new things, yes, it's going to slow down time. And you have to actually make an effort because I think unless you're just going to up and join the Peace Corps and start, learning how to farm and build and learn new languages and immerse yourself in a different culture, you're not going to. I mean, maybe that's the solution. We should just.
Like, did it? I felt like, well, maybe it was different because you were homeschooled, but I felt like high school was an eternity. It felt like,
Mm-mm.
oh my gosh, being an adult is so far away. Turning 18 is impossible. It'll never get here, you know? And now it's like a year goes by and we recorded 8 episodes in 1 year.
Okay, that was just pure negligence, neglect, and quite frankly, abuse of our audience.
But
So.
also scheduling. We had scheduling issues. We were sorry. You know what? We were living life. We were traveling.
We're
We were
living our lives, y'all. Again, we don't have if had we a Patreon or some other way to even have $5 a month of guilt income, this might actually be consistent. But at this point, it's
okay.
freewheeling. Anything else takes precedent. No offense to any of you. We're not asking for money, but we are saying this is of our free will, and our free will is not strong.
I think I figured out a way to monetize
Okay.
because I used to get these spam email, what I thought were spam emails like, "Hey, would you ever want to lead a tour?" And I just deleted them all, and I wish I didn't because now I can't find them. But like my friends, them, casting directors,
Yes.
they booked a vegan tour of South Korea, and I was like, "What? How?
Okay.
Why?" And so I met up with them for coffee yesterday, and they gave me their itinerary, and it's only like I think 5 days total. Such a quick tour.
5 days.
I know, I know.
Wow. Of eating?
And
Sign me up.
yeah, and
Wow.
it just was somebody, an Instagram vegan food and cooking person that I think Nicole was following, and just like on a whim, they're like, let's do this. She's doing a tour, and we're not even sure yet if the lady will, if the influencer will be on the tour with them, or if she just set it up.
Oh, that's
TBD.
brilliant. You're like,
So,
here's my tour. Someone else is doing the work.
but when I
Brilliant.
jokingly posted, "Hey, Instagram stories, hey, should Felicia and I lead a tour, and like a Bridgerton themed tour of London and perhaps maybe Bath and other places where they film? A lot of people responded, please, I'm begging you. So I'm just saying, maybe we should partner with a tour company, and we don't have to get a sponsor for this, because we'll
be
go
giving
lead like a
tours.
week-long tour. And
I
like,
mean,
we don't
that
have to
sounds
be with
fun.
the people all the time, because that sounds overwhelming. But we like meet up every week. We have a little van that picks everybody up at their hotel.
You have a full vision for this, Tommy Lenk.
Yeah, and like, because you partner with like a tour company that like does this, and so then everybody meets us at the like in front of the Bridgerton house, which does not have real wisteria, BTW. And we
Is it
then
fake?
like,
Is it fake or is it CGI?
it's fake. They put it up there
Oh,
with fake, silk flowers.
I mean, I read that wisteria is not even native to anywhere in Europe.
Oh yeah, I did
imported.
the whole thing. The whole thing. It's
Tell me about it. You're the one who sent me the Instagram, Tommy.
Yeah, the plant guy says that every wisteria can be traced. Did we talk about this last week? Every
I don't
wisteria can be
remember. We're going to talk about it again because we are now into Bridgerton
we're in the Bridgerton
territory.
world.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, maybe we should consider that, not jokingly.
Listen, Tommy,
doing a tour.
make it,
If
you
the
do
people want
logistics.
it, do you want me to do the legwork?
I'll think about it. I do have a child and I can't leave her behind. So, but
Well,
she's not a
it'll
public
be on
figure.
summer break next year, and she
Okay.
comes
Okay.
with.
Listen, let's talk about it. This is something to explore. And then are you saying at that point we'll be guilted into actually keeping up with the show?
Yeah, if we say we're going to do that, we have to get through it.
I mean, it's true. It's true. My dog is barking. That's what you get, you guys. If we were doing a tour,
there would be no dog barking.
There'd be no dog barking. I would remove that in post.
There would be stomachs growling. But here's the thing: if we were leading a tour, it would be like Bridgerton house, pastries nearby. Like we would have.
This is not just about locations. This is about eating, because anything I do has to involve eating copious things that I would then regret afterwards.
Because you're allowed to eat whatever you want on vacation.
100%.
Except
if you're an expat, it's any day. It's every day.
I've taken that into real life, and I'm having a hard time.
The dog is yelling.
I'm into it. You know what? It's real. You're having a human.
I screamed. Moment. I just screamed off camera. Like I muted it. Watch me, Tommy.
Okay. Oh, she just screamed so loud. Expletives.
Did you? I know I just said Sarah no.
Oh, I see.
And because my doors are clearly not soundproof in my garage office.
Okay, so this is, I think, our first. We're attempting video, so I think we're releasing this to YouTube. Is that correct?
We're going to release this to YouTube, and I forgot that we were doing it, and this is what I look like. So yes, we're going to put this on YouTube.
No, you look great. Your hair is very
I just
shiny.
got my color done. It's
That's
shiny and
you got
red.
A gloss.
Yep, got a gloss. I got a gloss on.
I went and got a haircut today in preparation, but then I forgot this headphone is going to cover up the hair, so whatever.
Yeah, but it gives you an excuse to not be 100%. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Get a better camera so that you're not seeing blown out light. So this is the working draft.
This is training wheels to video world, okay? And hopefully at one point we'll be better and more savvy at releasing content from this. So if you have a special clip that you think is the funniest part of an episode, send me a time code. I might make it into a video. All right. If you send me a time code, I will make it into a video if I think it's funny. All right. So I am the arbiter of everything.
And let us know if you want to go on a lightly Bridgerton themed tour of London and surrounding areas.
Okay, great. And Tommy will drive the car, the van. Are you going to drive the van?
No, the company hires the van and it picks the people up.
Oh, wow. So other people do the work here.
Yeah, they do the work.
We do the entertainment.
And then we meet everybody there. And then there's also, I think, a professional guy that knows all the stuff.
So what are we even involved with? Like what are we, what's our part?
I'll find out more once I see how it actually goes on the vegan tour of Seoul.
Okay, so you're basing our entire future on this random Instagram tour that your friends
No, but I'm also gonna
are
talk to
signed
one
up
of these
for.
companies and ask them how it works, because I think,
Okay.
like there's also a professional guide that knows
I think
everything.
someone approached me to do this at some point in the past, and I cannot remember, and they sold me that it was a yoga influencer doing yoga retreats, and I was like, "I don't bend, so I'm not gonna be able to help you." So I'll try to dig that email up as well.
See, that's the
Okay?
thing. I deleted my folder with all the spam emails, and I think this was in it. Hopefully that lady will email us again
Yeah,
and
great.
say,
She's
"Hey, do you
listening
want
right
to do
now.
this?"
She's
Yes.
like, "Well," but she's not listening because we took 8 months to do The Witcher, and they're like, "Well, they're not serious."
We're serious. We're very
Tommy
I
wants to get
even
out of
I
his
even
house.
I even got a podcasting chair. I specifically wanted one that didn't make noise, but
Yep.
when I
I
do
will tell
that, it
see,
does
I'm
make
in the
noise.
opposite place of you, Tommy. For the last 2 months, I have literally been on the road. Since March 28th, I've been on the road like 7, 8 times. And I am in my house as of yesterday for 6 weeks. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited that I planned 2 trips.
Oops.
But one of them's for my birthday, the other one's for Father's Day. Like, I need to do the bookings, but I was like, "Oh, I gotta get that done." But regardless of that, I have several weekends in a row that I'm at my house, and do you know what I did, Tommy?
I think you organized your closet.
Yes, how did you know?
I saw your Instagram.
Oh.
It's
Also
very it's
what?
very organized. I'm currently in need of I have to buy a dresser. We do not have a dresser, and we've been at this new place for like over a
Where are
year and
your
a half.
clothes? Where are the clothes?
Well, have you ever seen those ADD videos about like here's my clothing chair and here's my clothing cute like
All your clothes are on a chair,
no,
Tommy?
like we have one small closet to share with two people, and so some of the stuff is in there, but then I have like these laundry bins from IKEA that I sort of fold everything into, and they're acting as
No, you're not
temporary
you're
dressers.
too old for this, Tommy.
I know we have to buy a dresser, but where? How? Where do you
Go
get
to
a dresser?
Buttercup, that place
Oh
down
my
in
god,
Culver
that's
City.
$5,000.
Okay, then go to
I
IKEA.
guess
I
I'll go
don't
to
know.
IKEA and then not love it.
Well, then you could I mean, IKEA stuff is pretty good. You hire someone to come put it together. That's the trick with the IKEA. Then it won't fall apart 5 minutes after you put it
I
together.
had to do that with the bed frame. It sat in a
Mhm.
box against the wall for 6 months,
TaskRabbit.
and then
I
I
paid
task
somebody
rabbit
80 bucks.
it,
Yeah, 80 bucks.
and then it was still a little wobbly when he put it
Well,
together, but I tightened it up, but it was honestly worth the 150 bucks to just get it out of the box, you know?
yeah. I don't know where else you would, buy there is a Restoration Hardware. I like Crate& and Barrel
And
2, I really
Barrel,
like. Crate& and Barrel
CB2.
2. CB2 is better than Crate& and Barrel. Crate& and Barrel's a little old ladyish, but there also is an outlet. There's a Restoration Hardware outlet. Also
Oh, you know what?
Wayfair has some good stuff if you're
Oh,
gonna
you
go
know
back to
what?
the Wayfair's
Yeah,
good.
maybe I'll do that. Because the thing with IKEA is you have to go there.
No, you don't. No, that's the worst part.
Why don't they ship stuff or make it easy to ship? Can
Don't
you
they
buy
ship it?
does IKEA ship? It seems like they don't.
I don't know. I think they might, but I, again, have only gone to pick things up, so maybe they don't, or I would have picked that option.
Have you been to that new one in Burbank?
The new is it new? I haven't been to I've been to the one in Burbank that's humongous, and I always start crying around the cutlery because I'm like, "I can't get out," you know? I
Well,
get a
it's
panic
new as
attack.
of, like, 2, 3 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know they
They
renovated.
moved they're still in Burbank, but it moved and got a whole brand new building, and I think they're turning the old one into condos. Like, the old one
Oh,
was next
oh,
to,
okay, I
like
didn't know that. I haven't been to
it
the
was
new
like
one.
it was, like, next to a Sears and a Macy's and all that stuff.
No,
Now it's just, like, IKEA Island.
I'll go with you, Tommy, because I like you know what I think IKEA does really well?
Vegan
Um,
meatballs?
no,
They
art
have plant-based
supplies.
meatballs now. The art supplies and
Art
the
supplies are
kids
really
stuff.
good. Yeah.
Here's my toxic trait. I
This
go
is
to
a
I go to
okay.
IKEA, and instead of just buying a pot for a plant, I'm in the kitchen section going, "Oof, if I drilled a hole in that, that would be like a really cool hack. Like I can repurpose this thing and nobody else will have it because I used a kitchen thing and turned it into a planter. Just buy the planter, Tom. Why?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
I
you're an
want to like,
you're an IKEA hacker in your heart.
I would think I want to hack it,
Yeah.
but then I'm a hack and I'm not, I don't.
You can't hack it.
Correct.
I don't know what to tell you about it. I admire people like that. You know the little IKEA kitchen that little kids all have? I was obsessed with, like,
Yeah.
people making that into, like, they would paint it, they would put wallpaper in it, they would I was like, "Here it is. It's out of the
Here's
box.
this raw
Here's some stick
wood.
here's some stickers, go at it, kid." Because 'Cause I'm like, I
Oh,
admire people who do that, but I'm just not gonna put the time in.
yeah. I think I'm going to put the time in and then I absolutely don't want to.
Well, just buy the dresser. Whether you have to drive over there or not, you can at least pre-order it and just go in. You don't have to go through the gauntlet, you know?
I know people are listening and they're like, why aren't you going on Facebook Marketplace and just getting something
True.
that's
It's true.
used?
Facebook Marketplace is really nice. I
Because I
need a desk.
don't want bed bugs. That's why.
Will bed bugs be in a dresser?
They can survive on wood surfaces. Yes.
Okay, I'm never going to Marketplace again. I need a desk for my miniature painting, and I was about to buy something off of Amazon. I was like, "Well, don't
Hold,
buy from
back
Amazon."
up, back
What?
up. Miniature painting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, this is
Well,
from the 3D printing?
this is 3D printing. I'm making miniatures of the guild members. Here, right here, look. They're
Oh
so
my
cute.
gosh.
I need to paint them, and I'm doing a painting session online next week with a professional painter. I have never picked up a brush before, but Reaper Mini sent me all these paints, and now and they also sent me all these models, and I gotta Tommy, this is my new profession. I gotta get in it.
You are like a a 60-year-old man in 1965
Thank you so much.
going out to his also screw gender roles and gender as a construct, but like going out to your like your den and
Yep.
like putting like some magnifying glasses
I
on,
need one. I need the one with the light. I need a
like you're at
light
the
and a
dentist. Yeah,
yes.
you're like gonna paint miniatures. Is there gonna be
Are
a
you
village?
can't shame me in this. I'm excited about it.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying like it's so old school that it's new school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, my grandfather actually, I remember as a kid, he had the whole garage filled with model trains. And I feel like I have a lot of my father's genetic material, and it must have been handed on that I'm excited to get a little brush and paint something tiny. I have
Paint
never picked it up
something
before.
tiny.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be trained by a master next Friday. And basically, I'm going to go in 3 hours from like neophyte to expert.
You're gonna be in. You're gonna be a professional.
I
I
will.
love that in high school, I was mortified at my dad's hobby, which was riding a recumbent bicycle around town
Oh, that's not cool.
with like a giant pole, bendy pole with a rainbow windsock on it just to make sure people could see him so he didn't get hit. I'm like, people can see you. And he would wear like an orange vest and like full tights and the
So
clip-in
embarrassing.
shoes. And I was like so embarrassed. And but then like a few years ago, as I was wrapping myself in garbage in a wig, I was like, oh, do we all become our parents?
We
I
do. I
I
hate to
used
say
I
it. We
was
do.
I made fun of him and now I have my own embarrassing hobby.
Yep.
And I moved and the way my dad would go from like, well, now we have fish tanks to like now we have bird aviaries, now we have bicycles, now we have motorcycles with sidecars. I have done the same thing. It was like I make garbage. First, it was sewing. Then it was
Yep.
garbage dressmaking on the internet. Then it was well. Now it's decadent / creamy, making things that look like iced cakes, but they're I showed you that how I
Oh,
made
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
jewelry box. You
Yeah,
got to take your kid to do that. It's so fun. I did it again while I was up in the Bay
and
Area,
you loved it, right?
and I loved it.
See?
I decorated a hand mirror this time. So, but what's that thing we should all do stuff that we're maybe not good at and don't do for money because it's just fun. Like I see these videos of people doing ballet dancing and they're terrible and they're like, I just love doing this.
I know, I can't do that. I mean, but here's what I do. I like Oh, I have an audience who might like what I do. What do I want to learn? Let's do just enough to say it's a business to tax deduct my hobby, the goods, and
That's
just do
smart,
it.
though. That's
It's
smart.
I mean, it's the best, and also, I have people along the way online, like with the 3D printing, my Discord channel, I'm, like, learning. We're learning together. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I know I'm not gonna be consistent or improve that much, but I will be a dilettante in every area I wanna be.
Also, I love that it's like, I don't know, it's like it's also tied into your big passion of being an actor and making shows, and it's all the
Yeah,
characters. Like,
and
it's
learning
really
new
cool.
things, introducing new things to people, yeah. I think you should get a dresser and then maybe pick up macrame. That's what I'm just giving you the advice, you know? Get that hobby going on.
I did buy a double needle for my sewing machine so that I could shorten my t-shirts and make them at the length that I want.
Nice,
Because
because
you
they're
have to
never the
have,
right length. They're never the right length.
you're always too long. Like, I want a baggier fit, but then it's too long because I'm a short
Yep,
person. It's like, why
yep.
can't I get a wider fit for a short person? Do I have to go to Ash and Erie for shortmen.com? Um, I
Isn't
don't
there that isn't there that one brand of men's shirts that are like, "We're you this is untucked?"
untucked.
They
But then
do
it's
short shirts, right?
they do, but it's like I don't want to wear a dress shirt untucked. Like, I actually want to tuck it in. So that one
Okay.
does need to be long.
So you
But the
can't go to
t-shirt,
untucked.
no. But I did measure my favorite t-shirt to figure out the length. And
Okay.
then I did a practice run and I definitely made it crooked. It's not very good. But I was impressed by this double needle because it actually, because like the big challenge is that you need a serger machine
Mhm,
to
mhm.
now my dog's going to like to make a stitch for stretch fabric.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, it'll just break. So this double needle, you put one extra spool in a mug next to your sewing machine, then it pulls from both,
Yeah.
and then it makes it stretchy. But I made
I
it
mean,
real.
you've got it. You've mastered the situation.
But I did it once and I figured it out, which is my another toxic trait. I want to do things once, figure it out,
Yeah.
and then I want to take it to the tailor and have them do it because I
100%. Listen, I am all about deferring to expertise,
I
right?
just
I'm
want to
not
know how to
I'm not
do it and then I want to move on.
I'm not in Blender designing, myself. Like this beautiful
Explain to me,
necklace.
tell me
Yeah.
that story of that necklace because it looks so pretty
Isn't it
on the
beautiful?
intranets.
Oh,
And
thank you
what do
so
you
much.
do you print the sort of
You
like
print it
stone things?
on the tool, and all these
Wait,
different little
what?
effects all these different effects are from the plate that it was printed on now. So, it is a little bit more complicated to make this necklace, but I think it's worth it because look, the gems are so
So
pretty.
does the 3D printer see the piece of tool that you've cut out
Yeah,
and know to
I
do it
believe
exactly?
yeah, it'll print on here. I think from I have yet
Oh,
to
wait,
print this one, but I think you do 1 layer and then you, of just regular, and then you put the fabric down, and then you start printing.
do you put like a whole bigger piece of the thing and then cut it out afterwards? Or do you
Um,
put that shape exactly in there?
yeah, I believe that he cut afterwards. So again, I printed all the other stuff, but I have not printed this necklace because it is again the most but it's not really that difficult. I just need to sit I've literally been out of town so many weeks that we're about to release new stuff, and I have to be like, I have to try to do this print I have to try to
So
print
that
this on
one's
the tool.
there's like different color stones. Is that like the different color plastics or did they
Yeah,
paint it?
so if you yeah, it's different filaments. So if you have an AMS, you could print up to 4 or 5 I mean, you could print 4. My, bamboo has 4 filaments, and there's 4 filament colors on this, so I think he did print it with 4 different filaments, on here, and you could do it all at the same time with 4 filaments. Again, I don't know the exact instructions on this one because I've not done that one, but everything else is like, you put it in, up to 4 filaments, you print it out.
Tell the people where they can download those
You can go
patterns.
to thangs.com/Felicia Day 3D and you can get up to
Things.
5 yeah, thangs.com. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it.
Look, we
You're
gotta
just
plug the
we gotta plug
creative.
it to build our tour guide profession. We gotta go on. All right, should we talk about Bridgerton? I mean, because this is a very good episode and we've
Yeah,
been
I
waiting
got a lot of notes. Sometimes I don't take a lot of notes. I took a lot of notes.
It's a lot. It's actually more description than I ever do with The Witcher, and I don't understand that because I guess it's less action, more dialogue, but anyway, Bridgerton season 3, episode 1, Out of the Shadows. And can I tell you how delightful it is to see Penelope get her dude. I mean, we aren't there yet, but she's gonna get him.
I mean, her arc in this episode is so fun.
I know.
And like, it's giving us exactly what we want.
Oh my god, the costume. I forgot how
The
good the costumes are. Why don't they have
costumery.
all the Emmys and the jewelry?
Oh,
Not
just after I watched the episode, I said out loud to no one, "Lush! Lush! It's so lush!" That was the only word I could say out loud.
I
Lush.
forgot how good it was. I forgot how beautiful every frame is. Now, I will say, this season, they put the gauze on the ladies' face close-ups. It is full on, like, Paris filter on Instagram times 4
Wait, really?
over everyone's face. It is very ethereal, and I'm okay with it because
Okay, we'll get into that as
let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. So we start with this montage, of course, and we have some whistle down voiceover. We have rich people in carriages doing rich things, and we see all the Featheringtons, and they're all in green, but like bright
Green on
ass
green
green.
on green. There's green
Yes.
dresses, green backgrounds.
Yep. And of course, the mom, reminder, the wonderful actress who plays the mom, she is obnoxious. And Penn is at the dressmaker and she's watching, everything. And she's saying, your business is thriving, as is yours. And so we have this voiceover from Whistledown about how many ladies are available this season. And we have another Bridgerton debuting. Francesca. Now, let's talk all things Francesca,
Okay.
Tommy.
I did a little recon. So Francesca was in it last season. Is she the oldest sister?
No. She's the F.
Okay. So
A, B, C, D, E, F.
she's only been in a few episodes. The actress that played her left to go do Lockwood and Company, which I watched in full.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun show, and they won't make another season. They made one season, then they're like,
no, this poor girl.
"No, we're canceling it." But I guess they were filmed at the same time because I looked it up and it said it filmed from 21 to 22, which I guess is when I didn't realize we have to wait so long for post-production to be done after they're done filming for us to then get it on our TVs.
Yeah.
So she left to go do that show because she was the lead. I think there's like the two main leads of that show, and she was one of them.
And now she doesn't have a job, and she gave up Bridgerton, which is really
I know,
tough,
but there was
man.
no guarantee that she was going to be.
I know there's no guarantee to anything in this world. And I read an article that said that this Hannah Dodd, who now plays Francesca Bridgerton, who is the 6th sibling, she took over for this girl, Ruby Stokes, who now is unemployed. I'm sure she'll be fine, guys. But she actually tested for the role of Daphne.
Twist.
Now, I will say that this girl is one of the most distractingly pretty people I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand it. There's something about her on camera that almost looks like AI to me, in that
Also,
she looks
while
like
you're
a
saying that,
living doll.
down like 3/4 of the way of the episode, there was this shot of her, and I was like, "Oh my God, is this Felicia's sister?"
What? Me?
I know. So you're complimenting yourself because
No,
I just like for a moment, I was like, "Oh wow, they could be related."
I am flattered, but also horrified that I thought she was so pretty, and that kind of reflects to my own narcissism. Thank you.
No, it's good. You're not. We take the piss out of ourselves so much, and we're so mean to ourselves. So enjoy that compliment.
Thank you.
That you did subconsciously to yourself.
I did think, had I ever had that nose job that I should have gotten early in my career that many agents told me to get, I would have maybe been half as pretty as this girl. She is.
Look, also her neck is 2 feet long.
Everything about her is just exquisite. And I'm just like, I am here for Francesca's story, even though we're just getting prep work this season. I'm like, I'm all in for you, girl. So
Yeah.
anyway, yes, we see all the Bridgertons outside. They're like, Francesca, Francesca, and even Anthony and his new love. And the costumes are so beautiful. And then Francesca is just downstairs playing the piano. So
In the
she,
most beautiful wedding dress?
yeah,
What? Tell
I
me
don't
about
know.
that. What? But that's just
She's,
her coming out dress for the evening,
yeah,
right?
because remember, the coming out event is them going in front of the queen with a big old feather in their head, right? And
Yeah.
and she was playing a funeral march. So she's not excited about this, but not in the way that Eloise is, in a liberated, sort of forward thinking way. She just is like, I'm not into this. I'm introverted. I'm practical. I don't think I can love somebody. We learn a lot about her in this episode. So they're obviously setting her up for the next
I
episode season to
but
go somewhere.
also, I guess I should read more of the books, but it might be kind of cool to have a character that's like, actually, no, I don't. You don't have to be in love to be happy,
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll make that statement.
Yep. I mean, I love that. I want her that for her because she is actually super talented. She's, as we already established, incredibly pretty.
And a
Um,
virtuoso piano player.
and a piano player. So anyway, so basically we go back to the voiceover here after we establish that the whole thing is about Francesca, and Penn is walking around and the dress is so cool and there are all these girls milling around, and we see Wisteria, and Penn outside the Bridgerton house sees all the Bridgerton people get into the carriage to go to the queen, and she's like, friends? No, no more friends. Because remember, Eloise dumped her friend because she found out that her best friend is Lady
And what was the thing that Whistledown did to? Because remember, she had to
remember,
make the
she outed
choice.
Eloise with the bookkeeper guy or the bookmaker.
That's right. Why did she decide to do that though? Because she got mad
There,
at her, or
yeah, it was she was trying to save her, wasn't she? Or was she mad at her? I can't remember at this point. God,
it's
we
been
should have
so
reviewed
long
it.
since we watched it.
It's been so
But
long since we
regardless,
saw it.
she misses her friend
Yeah.
and misses the Bridgertons.
She was trying to help her out. Yeah. So anyway, um, so Ben is like looking from afar, credits, and we have the classical, tree going over. I fast forwarded through it because I'm like, I don't want to see this tree anymore. Later,
Wait, we have to discuss the tree because it had like lots of objects made out of tree bark. I feel like we
oh,
didn't see all of them.
I
Like,
know
is it
that
gonna?
they put Easter eggs in the tree sequence, and after I
Yeah,
fast forwarded, I was like, damn, I should have paid attention, but I didn't.
I
Okay.
there was the only thing I remember was a beehive,
Mm-hmm.
but it felt like we didn't get to see all of it. So I wonder if it'll change each episode.
Yeah,
We'll find out.
we'll see. So anyway, we go to the palace and all the Debs are presented to the queen and she is yawning. Everyone has these big feathers. They're just trying to be the diamond this season, just like Daphne was. And it's very interesting. One of my favorite little moments in this episode is that as a girl is led off after the queen is bored with her, she's signing with her mother about I don't know what she's saying. I wish I knew how to read her hands, ASL. But she was signing to her mom, and her mom was signing back to her. And I thought that was such a cool, inclusive, just kind of, I don't know, a nod to diversity without really making
It
a
was
big deal.
it was cool inclusion. And I find that the more shows that I watch that are filmed in the UK, like the more they're just like a lot more forward thinking about that stuff than we are here on our
Exactly.
TV shows. So
Yeah. And by
not
the way, before we get into there, can we talk about the fact that right after the credits, we cut to a scene with the four brothers in the carriage and immediately Colin takes his shirt off?
I I have to lean in. It's like he was like, I've been working out and I'm ready. Just like, let's do this.
Yeah.
He's like, I have season 3 money and body,
Uh-huh.
and let's do that. I just after this moment, I thought to myself, Tom, when are you gonna live your season 3 life?
It's true.
I wanna do
Never.
that.
Yeah. When are other people going to be invested in making me look effable? When is that time going to happen? When is the village come together not to care for a child, but to make me
You're right. You
more
only get to
attractive?
look like that when there's multiple people helping you look like that. By the way, I'm taking headshots in a couple weeks. Should I copy that? Like the makeup that they put on
Oh,
him?
so good.
He's already chiseled
He's
his.
chiseled. And he does, before the credits, he walks up. I forgot this because Penn is like open mouth drooling. He walks up dressed like Indiana Jones. So we're just like,
It was like
boom.
Indiana Jones meets Buccaneer
Yep.
meets pirate. Is a pirate a Buccaneer? It just was like
Whatever.
The coat. It was working for me, and he's got bronzer. He's got blush.
Yes. His chest was bronzed in the car, and he enjoyed the moment with his shirt off. You know, he was like, "Look at me. Look at what this trainer did to my body. Look at
I
what that
wonder.
keto diet did to my abs."
Yes. Do you think the writers were thinking to themselves, we need to establish right away that he is no longer
Younger brother. Yeah. No, for
younger
sure.
brother.
Yeah.
Like he's not funny and quirky. He's like heartthrob. Like
He's the
we need to
heartthrob.
establish heartthrob out the gate.
Yeah, because let's be honest, you watch this show because you're thirsty. It's a thirst
Yes.
trap. The show is a thirst trap, and we
It's
already
a romance novel come to life.
Yes, exactly. So thank you, Netflix, for offering us Colin's nipples in the opening shot. Okay. All right. So anyway, outside, Francesca's like, Mom, I don't really want to do this. And she walks for the queen and again bores her. So she's not going to be the diamond either. And all the girls are super, super distracted who are debuting because they're into Colin. So now not only is the audience thirsty for Colin, but all the girls are thirsty for Colin. And he winks back. So he's been quite a rapscallion on the constant. We get the impression.
Oh my God. Winky McWinkerson.
Yeah.
What was that?
I know.
He's like, oh, I learned some things while I was abroad.
What'd you learn?
Let me pick up that handkerchief for you.
Yeah. So over at Penn's house, you know, she still has these horrible sisters and they're now married. And the cover story for getting all the money from the disgraced relative from last season is that Aunt Petunia died and left them so much money. Our finances are great now. Let's enjoy everything. But Varley, the servant, is like, hey, this cover story might not work, Mom. And she's like, it's not going to blow up. Which, of course, if a secondary character says, hey, this is going to blow up in your face, later it's going to blow up in her face.
Sweet. What?
Yeah.
Wait, explain the cover story again.
So remember the relative that came in and inherited everything and
Cousin.
The mother schemed and got rid of them. He went to America. She got all of the estate from him. And we learn later in the episode, she's forged a document that says that whoever of her daughters has a son, they're going to inherit all of the property. So that's a problem.
Why did he leave again?
Remember, it was a scandal. She he was.
She framed him.
Yeah, it was that whole mining thing. Remember the mining thing he was doing? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He was a swindler. Okay.
I should have watched the season 2 summary as well, but I did not. And that's
where is that? Why doesn't it come up at the beginning? Where is it?
It did on Netflix, but I skipped it because I was on a plane and I was like, I don't want to watch this. But my bad.
It didn't come up for me. Damn it.
All right, Netflix, Mr. Netflix, please contact Tommy Lenk. Anyway, rich people doing rich things at the party. That's what this show does best. The queen is not here. She's not even showing. The girls are drooling over Colin. He says he doesn't say he's going to take this wife, but he's very flirty with everyone. And Penn watches as she arrives, watches Colin being fawned over by lots of these ladies. There's so many long stares of Penn staring at people in this episode. It's a lot.
This is the outdoor party, right?
Outdoor party, yeah.
Okay, we've got to stop everything because I must let everyone know that Colin's hair goes between wig and real hair. In this one scene, it goes back and forth like 8 times.
Really?
There is a full wig. I think it starts with him in the wig, and you see, because it's like the hairline's lower and it's not as obviously natural looking. And then it goes back to his real hair, but you don't notice it because they've done such a rockadoodle pompadour situation on both things that you're like, oh, it's just big hair anyway. But
I'm gonna have to watch it again to see this.
There's a 5% chance I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And I am
Can you
curious
screenshot
why.
it? Can you screenshot it, Tommy?
Yes, I'm
Can
gonna
you make a
screenshot it,
TikTok,
and
an
then we're gonna
expose? Make an expose.
I'll put it up. We'll add it to the YouTube if we can, so that we can see it,
Just follow
because
Tommy. Follow Tommy
I
and
want to know
see what.
why.
Yes.
Why did they have to do reshoots of
Yeah, they
this
have. Well,
scene?
yeah, I guess there were reshoots.
Because why would they use the existing footage that they had of him and then cut it in?
That's so
Because
interesting.
he must have like gone on to do something where he cut his hair and then
Who knows, man? Oh, this is interesting.
wig detective.
I know. I just got one of the wig police shirt. I was cleaning my closet out, and I got that wig police.
I
Shirt that we
forgot
got.
about wig police.
Yeah, wig police. You know, wig police. Well, good thing in the first episode of season 3, we already have our little wig police thing on. Also, we learned in this episode that, or in this scene, that Cressida and Eloise are now best friends. They befriended each other, which is
Not cool.
It's not cool because I don't like
cool.
Cressida. I don't care about how they try to redeem her in this episode later. Not into it. So anyway, lots of girls are with Francesca, and they're talking about how they want to marry, what the requirements are. And Francesca's not into it. She's like, I just want someone kind. And they do not know what to do with her. We see Mama with what is her first name? Sharma Bridgerton. That's her first name, right? Oh, Kate Bridgerton, nay Sharma. Kate, we see him with Kate, her with Kate, Mama with Kate. And they're like talking about they're 1 week away from their honeymoon. They just arrived back. And we kind of set up that there is some tension between Kate taking over and maybe Mom moving to the dowager house, like getting out, giving everything over.
So dowager. So once they get married, she's no longer. So what are the rules? Like he had to get married in order to
take the title. So basically, Kate should take the title of, I guess, because Anthony is the head of the household, and now the Duke, or is he a Duke or a
They kept saying
Earl?
Viscount.
Viscount. That's it.
The same as a.
No, they're all different.
Okay.
Viscountess. So she's now Viscountess, which would mean that the mother would have to step down and kind of give that title to her. And that would mean that she's dowager. And that means she needs to get out, go to a small cottage, get out of my house, lady.
Oh, so like that's like Dowager Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Dowager Lady Grantham and
yeah. So that's kind of what's going
Downton
on. Yeah, that's why Dowager the Grantham was in the other house with the butler.
But like, wouldn't they want? It's interesting. Like, why, with all those kids?
Listen,
you'd think the mom would stay and have to like raise the rest of the kids. So Anthony just going to raise all these kids at that house, or do the kids move in with the dowager?
I mean, let's be honest. In reality, they wouldn't have raised their kids whatsoever. I believe in Jane Austen's time, it was common for upper class kids to be sent away to a nursemaid. I think I said this before. Sent away to a nursemaid until they were 3 or 4, and then just taken back and be like, "Hi, we're parents." So, like, I don't know. I'm sure it varied upon family, and I guess this one has a lot of hands-on stuff with the mom.
Well, because we really want to like, oh, she's different and she really loves her kids and she's hands-on.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see that that's something else. Something's going to be happening. We also see Lady Danbury for the first time. Oh, my favorite.
Oh.
And I just love her.
Is this when she enters in the top hat?
Yes.
I mean, just what that costumer does with playing with the like the masculine and feminine energies within the costume is just chef's kiss.
It's kisses. And she reveals that the queen is not happy. Her instincts were wrong last season about the diamond, clearly, with Kate. And so she's not into any of this. So we have a little problem with the queen being apathetic. Also, Colin is flirting even more in the scene, and he's even grosser. And I'm kind of being turned off by him. He's like, oh, his stories from abroad are not appropriate for young ladies. I'm like, ew, Colin, get over yourself.
He's very cocky. He's very cocky.
Yeah, I don't like it. And then we reveal the thing about Mother Featherington revealing that the first of her girls to have a young male heir is going to inherit the estate. So we have that little bit of information that's being dropped. Then Colin and Penn meet, and he finally drops the douche act. He doesn't understand why Cressida and Eloise are together, but then, their Penn has to catch up with their relatives and like, oh, I'm going to inherit. No, one of her sisters like, I'm going to inherit. No, I'm going to inherit. And the mom is like, I take comfort in knowing you will always be here to take care of me, to Penelope. And that is like a stab to her heart.
It's really like the big motivation for her to be like, oh, hell no.
Hell no, Mom.
Making a change.
Yeah.
Gonna make a change.
That's literally almost like the montage. So later that night, we see, yeah.
What I kind of love about this is that it hits on classic 1980s movie themes of like, like in the Molly Ringwald movies or like Can't Buy Me Love, where like the nerd feels like, oh, I'm so different and nobody, I'm like
you're
this.
right.
And I'm like, I'm gonna show everybody that I'm different and I'm cool. And I know that, I don't know, like it does, it still resonates.
Well, it even more resonates later. And actually, I think that's really spot on that you say Molly Ringwald and Pretty Pink because, well, later. Okay, so we'll get there. But yes,
okay.
This actually does have a wonderful moment that does an homage to that. So basically, we see Penn not able to sleep. She's taunted by her mother. And she gets up. She's like, no more. She's going to the dressmaker. She'll never wear a citrus color again. She's not going to live with her mom. She's going to get a husband. And she wants somebody who's kind and respects her privacy because she has to keep being Lady Whistledown. So she's like, get me a makeover. And then.
So she's using her own money to buy this dress, right?
Yeah, but she makes money as Whistledown, like she was kind of supporting everybody. So yeah. I'm liking it. I want to see the montage, the makeover montage. But instead, we cut to Colin, who's brought gifts for everybody from the continent. He's visited 17, I think, cities in 4 months. And then Mom gets Colin gives him Mom a watch as a present. It's just very nice. And Eloise comes in and she's like, I'm done with all the feminist BS. I'm reading Emma. This is actually real, which is a really cool. I love that she was able to read Emma and it's like actually contemporaneous. So yeah, I don't like that Eloise is no longer a feminist, striding feminist, but at the end of the day, if you're reading Jane Austen, you're still a good person.
It's interesting. She also has like her hair's gotten shorter. She's got a lob. She's got a long bob.
Yep.
Wavy long bob. And I was thinking, oh, I wonder if this was that one of the haircuts of the time, or is that sort of, obviously they do lots of very anachronistic.
Yeah. I don't think that they had bobs back then, but she does have a lighter, like they lighten her up a little bit. She has like highlights and stuff. Which
her hair is a lighter color.
Yep.
It's less heavy. Yeah.
I like it. She also tells Colin she was nearly ruined by Lady Whistledown last season and Cressida was nice to her. So she's friends with him. So we got to catch up on status Eloise, and Eloise is in a place where she's like, I have turned over a new leaf. I'm going to stay low. I've lost my best friend. And now I have a new BFF. So then later we see Eloise run into Penn and we actually, have this heartbreaking scene between them, and Penn tries to apologize and Eloise is like, no, I'm not going to fall. And I don't like the fact that she won't forgive her friend, but I'm like, I understand it. Especially later, I get at the end of this episode, I'm like, Penn, what are you doing with your pen? It makes me mad.
Yes. You're like so frustrated as a viewer.
Exactly. Now, this next scene introduces a storyline that I'm very confused about. So Benedict is with Anthony and Colin at the men's club. And remember, the men's club is owned by the
boxer.
The boxer, Mr. Mondrich. And he used to be a boxer. He got the money. The guy died. The Featherington father died because of the scheme they were together in. He opens a men's club with that money. And now a guy, Mr. Dundas, who we see later with Mrs. Mama Featherington. So this guy is kind of the villain or the bringer of news in this episode, and maybe
the lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. He's a lawyer. He says Mrs. Mondrich's aunt in Kent has died and left their son Nicholas everything. He is now a baron. What?
It's definitely like it's setting them up to have like a big storyline this season, which I'm
What
very
but
excited about.
what storyline? Their little kid is like 10, so he's not gonna grow up enough to romance anyone unless one of
Well, I
the
think
2
it'll be
parents
all
dies?
about
I
it's a
don't
little
know.
bit like the Gilded Age, like new money versus old money, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Other families have had multiple generations of money, and now these folks they're coming into this huge estate for the first time. And like, will their child turn into a monster? Will they turn into monsters? We don't know.
I'm invested. It's just like, as far as romance goes, I don't know where this is going. A,
Oh,
B,
that's true, because they're already like they're
they're
together.
married. Yeah, they're married, and then we have the son who's too young to, like, age up unless they do. I mean, Francesca was, like, 14 and now she's, like, getting married, so I don't know, maybe.
Well,
Maybe you'll get an
maybe it
age up?
caused like a rift in the marriage because of the money and
Maybe. I'm excited to see also, but I kinda liked seeing their struggle as, like, the only non-rich person we really were following. That's why I kinda liked, Eloise with that newsboy guy, the printer last season. I
oh,
was like,
that's
"I like a little
right.
upstairs, downstairs stuff, though."
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine. We
Well,
then
I
cut
think
to
it'll unfold. It'll
yeah.
develop for us.
I didn't linger too long on it because then we cut to a scene between Anthony and Kate, and they're having oral sex. So
In broad daylight.
daylight. I would never do
You
that,
cannot
by the way.
I was shocked. I mean, there was one shot where he literally has his mouth
I know.
on her Molly, and it like the fabric, she like barely moves, and the fabric is barely covering. I
How does the actor do that? I'm just
But
like,
you get who is having shenanigans in
no.
broad daylight with your mom in the room next door?
Yeah.
No
I
one's doing. You
don't
can't do that. I
I
need
don't know.
more. Maybe I'm just projecting because I myself, I need shadow. I
I
need the
need darkness.
cloak of darkness.
I need everything there's no way. 100%. I'm with you. I was shocked. I was like clutching my pearls. Clutching them, Tommy Lank.
I Same.
And I was
Also,
like, "Don't
you're
show me
not.
more of this." I was embarrassed for them. I was like, "Don't do this anymore, sir."
I feel like I have a rule like no no fellatio before the sun sets. Like it's too much. It's
Oh my god.
too much.
Thank you. Thank you. No
And
brunch.
he
Yeah.
did this again. He did his classic the
He
gay
loves doing
armpit
this.
move.
Anthony loves doing this.
Oh, he knows that it's gonna become a screen grab.
Yeah, I mean, it deserves to be a kind of screen grab. They're all cast for attractiveness, and they're all delivering.
Do you think he'll, because obviously it's not focused on him this season, so will he go away after this episode? Because he was off filming the what was that
Oh,
show? Fellow
I don't know.
Travelers?
We don't
The
see
one with
Daphne this episode because I guess her husband refused to be ever in the show again at all. So, like,
Baby
it's kinda
Bangs?
hard. Yeah, Baby Bangs will probably
I
be back
miss Baby
later.
Bangs.
I like Baby Bangs, and, like, it's weird
Oh, yeah,
not to have
he
her.
won't be on the show. I don't know if he refused, but it was just, like, sold to him as a 1 season.
Yeah, but they asked him to come back, and he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, come to like, the rest of these people are doing, like, guest stars. Come on.
He wanted to be James Bond, remember that? He was like, "I'm gonna be a
And who's it going
star
to?
now."
Have they
I don't
announced? Is
know.
it going
I
to
don't think they've announced it. I don't think
Aaron
they've announced it yet.
Taylor, what's his name?
No. I hope not. Ew. Give me a new
Am I
okay.
thinking the right one? Aaron
Yes, you're
Taylor.
right. Okay, so the contenders are just fine. Give me your cookies. Okay. Aaron Taylor Johnson, really? He tested for the role of Bond behind closed doors. They reported that he's been formally offered the role, but that's
Same,
probably his
same.
agent.
I was testing behind closed doors as well. Give me my
I
deadline article.
I am 100% not into no. I don't no. No.
Okay. You're not into
No.
it?
I'm not into it. No. I'm not
Okay.
into it. No. I'm not into him.
I would have
Sorry.
much preferred Reggae Jean Page.
Yes.
Is that his last name, Paige?
Yes. I think Henry Cavill would be an incredible James Bond.
Oh, Henry
Yeah.
Cavill. Oh, wow.
He's like Cillian Murphy, no, but James, I mean, I don't understand that. This is just a GQ article made of CAA clients. I don't think this is. It should be Cavill. I think it should be Henry Cavill,
I
personally.
kind of want them to do Lady Bond, you know? Switch it
Lady
up.
Bond would be great, but I think that they've already made missteps in gender flipping Ghostbusters. So there's not gonna, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna let it happen.
Well,
A new report claims Aaron Taylor Johnson has been sent his offer letter. No,
there's no
I
such
won't
thing as an
watch it.
offer letter. It's a phone call.
No, they don't send an offer letter. No, Aaron
Also, I
Taylor
don't know if it's a
Johnson.
misstep. It's just like to gender flip the thing. It's that middle America doesn't go to see it, and then they don't make their money, and therefore it's then deemed, not a success, and they don't want to spend money doing it again.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why I forget, like, movies, especially now when we have all this TV show, all the TV we can watch. Like, movies really are like what's the common, what is it? What is the most basic thing that will appeal to the most amount of people that will
Yeah.
give us money?
All right. Listen, the Sun says officially as of March 18th. See, that was a month and a half ago. The Sun, the US Sun is not accurate. I kind of suspected it. Okay. Well, let's get back on track. Basically,
Tangents.
it's party time. The theme is Four Seasons. And Penn walks in the best dress I've ever seen in my life. It is dark
Okay,
emerald green
when you were
and
like,
black.
okay, we're not seeing the dress yet, and she's getting ready. What
Oh,
color were you expecting?
I
Were
was
you hoping
expecting
for?
I was kind of expecting like something debutante, like a beautiful sea green or something. But no, Penn goes vampy. She goes black and
Emerald.
emerald. Oh,
I mean, it looks so good with her hair, and then she did the eye make. Is she wearing colored contacts
I don't
in
care.
this
She
scene?
looks fantastic.
Has she
I
always
love
been wearing contacts? Is this new for just for this makeover? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know, but she looks so good in this outfit. Her hair is so gorgeous and the color on her and her skin is flawless. I don't care whatever filter they're putting on anybody's face. Keep it on. All of us should have that filter.
Well, it's just like also, by the way, she is just gorgeous all the time.
I mean, yes.
But it was just the sheer contrast between the multicolored
Yeah.
flower embossed, super busy contrasting patterns, everything she was wearing up until now, and the hair, she always had these pin curls in, and now it's almost was giving us sort of like
Very Vampirella
19
vibes.
vampire,
Yeah.
like Jessica Rabbit hair. She had like old Hollywood, what are those called, those wavy hair, and
Yeah, yeah,
she got
yeah,
rid of the
yeah.
pin
It's
curls.
very like Veronica Lake. You're right. You're right.
Yes.
Oh, it's so
And you were
beautiful.
saying the Molly Ringwald reference. What was that
Because it's
specifically?
like pretty and when she kind of has that, doesn't she have a transformation? I can't remember that.
Oh, wait, does Pretty in Pink, which is the one where she goes and like makes the dress
That's it. She
herself?
makes her dress, right? And Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Oh my god, right? Plot. Yeah, she makes the dress herself. She's the outcast, and then
I
she
just watched
comes
an interview
in.
with Molly Ringwald on one of the talk shows like last month, talking about how she hated that dress and how
I
she
mean, it
envisioned
was
something else.
the color. I actually had it for a party, and I thought it looked cute at the time. And then I look at
She
pictures of
says
it.
she's grown to love it, but that back in the day she was
She
kind
hated
of
it.
opposed to it. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're at this dance.
Also, I forgot to mention,
Mhm.
Eloise was on Colbert talking about why she is elbow deep in a summer muff in that scene where she's walking outside. Did we discuss this yet?
No, she has a muff?
She's wearing a muff, like a hand muff.
Yeah,
But
why?
the way she phrased it, she was like, I was elbow deep in a summer muff. Because she broke her wrist while they were filming. and I looked it up. She got into a costume and she was so excited. She tried to do a high kick, and the kick, the dress pulled her legs underneath her in that moment, and she fell and broke her wrist. And so
Oh my
that's
God.
the summer muff, which then they put on multiple background actors in the scene.
To make it seem
Was to,
like, oh, that's a thing they did.
yeah, because she had a cast on her wrist
Oh
there,
my God.
and they couldn't cover it up, or they did cover it up with the muff, and it's pretty funny, but you wouldn't notice. You would just
You
be
would
like, oh
never
yeah.
notice it. Yeah, you're just like muffs. That's what they did back
And
then.
she said, obviously, they did not do a summer muff. That was a winter thing, but
All
it
right.
works.
Thank you for that tidbit. So anyway, so Cressida's like, ugh, things are so annoying. I wish Lady Whistledown would write something. And then Penn arrives at the top of the stairs, classic, looking gorgeous. Colin even looks twice. Men start to surround her, but sadly, she starts to act like me at a party. I love books. Yeah, it's really fun. She's literally me in this scene. I feel so seen. As
Yeah.
this, and Eloise is bored by all the other girls talking about, like, I don't know, like needlepoint, and she sees Penn blowing it with these guys, and she kind of feels bad for her friend, and all the dudes ditch her, and she's like heartbroken. And the queen looks down at Penn and notes her, but maybe not in a good way. And Danbury's like, "Can you just pick a diamond already?" And the queen is like, "No, back off." Also, Francesca is on the other side of the ballroom. She's has all these guys crawling up her, and they're disgusting. They're like, "Tell me about that." And I'm like, "Ew, they ask her these
What
inappropriate
makes you
questions.
tick?
Ugh, gross. It's just like they're testing her, like, "Are you good enough for me?" And she's like, "I'm out of here." I love it.
And then she goes and she talks to Penn,
Yeah.
and you see sort of a little, you see the commonality, and you see the little friendship start to
I loved
bloom.
it. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they become, if she's going to be estranged from Eloise this season, I hope she grows closer to Francesca.
I really do too, because they're like, I feel like an outcast too, and they have that going for them, even though Francesca is literally the most beautiful. She's almost too pretty, Tom. I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't look real. It looks like a CG. It looks like Chat GPT made a face.
Yeah.
What would it be
It's
like
not,
growing up that pretty? Like you're
I
never not popular.
one of my notes I wrote was just how to be pretty. How do I look how do I look good like this? Also, you know what? It's fleeting. It's
It
it's
is. It'll be
it's at a
over
certain
soon for
time
her.
in your life, and then you move on from that.
Yes. Yes. Um, okay. So then we have Penn, who's really upsetting. She gets an ice cream headache, and this Viking looking guy, Lord, what is his, Darling or Daling? Daling?
Did they have ice cream at that time period?
I
Just curious.
I don't know, but I'm with it because I love ice cream. And Cressida actually ruins a moment where Penn is connecting with a guy and rips her dress. What a bee. And
This
Eloise
is
sees
straight
it.
out of an 80s movie. This
Total
is
80s.
deeply upsetting. I
Deeply.
was so angry.
I was so mad because A, that dress was too pretty for you, and I hate Cressida.
Also, did anyone else cry a little bit when Penn descended the staircase? I got very emotional.
Yeah, it
And I
was
was
such
like,
a
"You're
glam
being
moment.
manipulated. This shouldn't this makeover should not be affecting you this much," but it did. And I'm
I did.
embarrassed.
I was absolutely on board Penn's makeover, and I'm so mad at Eloise for not just getting over it, but I get it. She tried, her best friend almost secretly ruined her life. I guess she's gonna carry a grudge. Anyway, so Penn runs out crying after Cressida ruins her dress. Colin comes over and says, "I miss you," and she calls him out that she overheard him say last season he would never court Penelope Featherton, and she guts him. And he's like, "Huh?" He's kind of like, "Colin, I'm attractive, but And she goes home and she writes in a rage a whistle down that probably calls Colin out a little bit too much, but she doesn't. We just see that he's in it. We do not know
I
what she
mean,
writes.
she used Whistledown as her like dear diary that
Dear
night,
diary. Yeah.
and it was an emotional move, and maybe it's good. Maybe it's
I
good.
don't think
Maybe he
so.
needed to be taken down a notch.
I don't think so because we see later this is not good and it's going to set up a problem later. So we have the scene where Mama Featherington has this Lord Mr. Dundas come in and say, "Hey, doing some stuff for the crown. See this piece of paper saying one of your daughter's sons will inherit the estate. If this is forged, not going to be good for you." So clearly, this is going to come out at some point. But it's enough tension that I'm like, "Ooh, what's going to happen?" So we have a classic scene where they're promenading at the park, Kristen and Eloise is
Oh
like,
yeah,
"I'm not
this is
happy with you."
sorry. This is the summer muff moment. There, now we got
This
to
is
it.
Summer Muff. Okay,
Yeah.
so and I really like this scene in that Eloise is honest with her friend, and Cressida's like, "Yeah, I was a bitch, and I'm used to being bitchy, and this whole process makes girls tear each other down, doesn't it?" And they
While her
kind of
hair is in rosettes, her literal her hair, her wigs, her wig hair is fashioned into full on roses. It's wild.
it's so beautiful, and her cape. Did you see her cape with her the
Ah,
rosettes of the toile?
the like, the like. Also, the way they play with her costume, her I can't remember if it's this one or the outfit before was fully
Mhm.
like a Chanel. It was referencing a
Oh,
Chanel
for sure, for
jacket,
sure, for
which
sure.
is like
Yeah,
fabric
yeah.
they didn't have back then, but it's just like, oh, they're having fun in the costume department.
They should win all the Emmys. I don't think anything's this good. Like, for real, it is blowing me away.
The
This
craftsmanship.
last season was good with the Sharma family, like, beautiful, prince
I
with, like,
thought it couldn't get better, and it's getting better.
better. So over with, Kate, she's at a table, Anthony comes in, he wants to get it on, she wants to talk about the mom, and she basically is like, "I don't want the viscountess title. Let's just keep it your mom in charge, and you just go downtown, for me, on me, making an heir." It's very blatant. He starts making love on the desk. I'm like, "This looks very uncomfortable. You're gonna spill an ink pot. I don't like this," but they do it anyway.
Look, it's a throwback to season 1 when they were making sweet, sweet amore on all those cold, hard surfaces, you
I
know?
feel sorry for her back. So while they bone in the study, Mom and Francesca are talking, like, literally one door over,
Bone, Bone in the Study,
and
and Summer Muff are my
so
favorite
bone in the
phrases.
study. Let's name this episode Summer Muff. Francesca
Bone
is
in the
bas
Study is a good one too.
yeah, bone in the
But also,
study.
please welcome to the stage, Summer Muff. It's a good drag name. I will say that.
So Francesca's like, "Mom, I don't think I'm gonna find love with somebody else like you and Dad." And Mom's like, "Think about the balls as playing a duet." She really tries, and I love the mom. The mom is the best actor ever. So beautiful. And Francesca's like, "I don't want romance, Mom. I don't want it." And I'm like, "Francesca, you go, girl. All right? Just get a nice guy who will give you a piano room and leave you alone. I love it. That's my dream romance." So then we have Penn sitting in the garden, and Colin goes to her house and visits her. Again, incredible outfit. She looks so beautiful in blues and greens. And Colin is a good guy. He like butters her up. "I've changed. I went to all these cities. I am proud of you. I'm proud to call you my good friend. I'm going to help you find a husband. I'll teach you to be charming." Now,
Charming charm lessons. He's gonna do a one-man charm school. I don't know about this. It seems a little too little, too late.
yeah, it's too little too late. Also, he's kind of turned into a douche. This is not charming. He's like a teach her how to be douchey, but I don't know. Maybe it'll work. I like them together. I'm rooting for them. So whatever gets you in a room together, you guys, get
I mean, obviously they're
on
gonna
the
end up
desk.
together, but I just so mad at him, but also God, they make him just look stunning.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so then Whistledown comes out, and unfortunately, Penn's like, "Oh crap," because it comes out that about um she talked about Colin, and she tears Colin a new beehole basically. And Eloise is reading it and how he's mentioned, and then Colin reads it and he's like, "When I found out who Lady Whistledown is, I'm going to make sure her life is ruined." Bum bum bum. And also, we do see Whistledown being read by the queen, and she's like, "Girl, the game is on." So we have
Yeah,
two of
because
those things.
she says like, "Well, queen, your move."
Your move. Yep.
I personally don't think what she said about Colin was that bad. There, I said it.
Yeah,
She just kind of was honest, like he's kind of cocky, and is this the real him or is this like a facade?
I agree with you. I agree with you. She's calling him out because he's like put on this new version of himself, and I'm like, I don't know if I like it, and I think it's a fake. So listen. I'm always pro Penn. So the Bridgertons, get out of here. I'm Penn all the way. So that's what I would like to understand. What's going on? Who can we root for? Are they going to get on a desk at any point during this episode? Not this one.
Will they make sweet, sweet amore on a cold, hard surface? We have yet to find out, but we're holding our breath. And we hope it happens. I think that what I love about Penn's character is that she's flawed, and there's this conflict within her, and she's mostly good, but there's a little bit of evil in her and jealousy. Oh, I didn't even think about that emerald green color of the jealousy theme, you know? Yeah. The layers, the levels.
Yeah. I mean, I love her, and she's so literate, and she loves books, and she sees this world from the outside, the hypocrisy of it. And I'm just disappointed in Eloise for not being with her friend on the outside and being with Cressida, who's awful. No.
I wonder if we will get to know and get to like Cressida more this season, because we've only seen that sort of mean girl side of her, but that's also like what the culture demand has
Well, that's
created
kind of
her
what the
to
point.
be.
Yeah, that was the point in that scene. Like, this makes us terrible people, doesn't it? And I'm like, oh, that was very profound. Good one.
Yeah, if you participate, you're messed up just by participating.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's also a situation where it's The Bachelor every season.
Oh,
And I've only watched a couple episodes of it, but it made me so repulsed.
I can't. I just
couldn't
don't
do it.
understand how they're so like, oh, he's going on a date with me, and then 30 minutes later going on another date. I mean, I know it's healthy when you're out on the dating pool, like you should date multiple people, but it's just weird to know that, like, ew, I don't know. Also it's so transactional, and
Horrible.
obviously now they have the Bachelorette where it's reversed, but
No, and it's all fake.
so
It's just people trying to build a social media career selling exercise equipment. I mean, let's be honest. But for this, literally, these are women raised to be possessions of rich men, and just hoping that they were trained up enough by 16 or 17 or 18 to be able to have a man be like, that one.
We're talking about Bridgerton, right?
I think we're talking about a lot of society, and I know being on TikTok,
Or we're talking about Bachelor.
I think we're talking about either.
Yeah,
No, we're
because
talking about that.
it is in certain parts of society. It's still happening.
It's still
I mean,
happening,
obviously that's the whole point of this show, is that it's some things never change or haven't changed and
that's what I
should
like.
change.
This show has a universal air to it, in a sense.
Speaking of Bachelor, have you watched The Traitors yet?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
I just thought of it because there's some Bachelor competitors on it. I've been watching the one hosted by Alan Cumming. It's the American version, but there's like a UK version, Australian version. It is so good. Okay. It's very addictive, and it's basically like playing the game Mafia, but a reality show. And I don't watch housewife shows. I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch. I mean, I guess I only watch like Project Runway and stuff like that, and Drag Race as far as like competition shows. It's really fun and really smart. I highly recommend it.
Okay. I haven't watched anything in months except Fallout, because I've been walking on my treadmill watching it, but that's about it. And Bridgerton and Witcher. I've watched more TV in the last 10 days than I have actually in weeks. And it feels good, Tommy.
Oh, it feels
good about
good.
myself.
It feels so good.
All right. Well, we can't wait to break down episode 2. We'll get right on that, recording it next week. We have 4 weeks until the next 4 drop. So we will be releasing the 4 before before the other 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Makes
it,
sense to
y'all.
me. We're in it to win it unless
We
something
don't.
comes up and somebody books a job, and we would love that, by the way.
Please interrupt our Bridgerton run. Please, universe.
Manifesting.
All right. Well, thanks a
But
lot,
anyway,
guys.
thanks for listening.
Let us know if you like to watch our video. I don't know if I did anything weird with my face, but it's just what it is.
I
Bye.
yeah, hopefully I didn't.
You
Bye.
look great. You look great, Pommy.
Your hair is so glossy.
Thank you. So